here. Super casual stream. Super casual. I was talking with everyone in group chat the other day, and they're like, Jay, just post up more casual videos. They don't have to be super produced. And I said, okay, fine. Fine. I'll make more casual content, but I don't want to hear any I don't want to hear any gripes about it. So today I got some cool pickups. I went yard sailing, got a really great night of sleep for the first time in a while, and I'm here in Bakersfield, as you guys know. Went around my local area. I've kind of got a route that I hit. There's a whole bunch of little tips and tricks that I like to share with people as far as yard sailing, and I do want to put together that big old course that I talked about. But one of the tips is that I like to understand the income regions of where I'm going. If you go to really high value neighborhoods, every now and then, sure, you can get an opportunity to get some like really big scores for great prices. But what I find sometimes is that I'm really priced out of those areas. And the types of items that they have aren't necessarily things that I want to put online. So it'll be stuff like couches and, large furniture, portraits, ride-on toys for the kids, bikes, just things that are just too big for what I'm dealing with. So the income brackets that I'm looking for is going to be on the high end of low income and on the low end of mid income, all the way up to like mid income. And these people seem to have the types of items that I'm working with. So great things would be, new old stock. So maybe they purchased things in quantity for their business or for their house and they never used them. Or it could be a situation where they received Christmas gifts and or other types of gifts and then they never used those. So those are certainly the types of things that I'm hunting for. They have more smalls in this mid-income range and medium items that are easier to ship than going to the high income range. So today I've got quite a good range of items across a handful of categories: collectibles, puzzles, and some other stuff. So we'll walk through it. If you have any questions about what I have, just let me know. It's going to be a real quick stream. If you have any reselling related questions too, by all means, feel free to ask. I'll be here for, 15-20 minutes if you guys have questions. If not, it's going to be a very short stream. So like I said, today's stream is going to be super casual. So I'm actually going to pull this camera up with me and we're going to go through some of these items together. Some of the items I didn't even price out because they were so cheap, but we're going to get them moved and sorted. So first up, we got your Furby. Man, do I love me a good Furby. When you can find them new in the box, you're going to make great money on them. But even open and loose like this, 15, 20, as much as like $45, depending on the age and era of the piece. I paid 50 cents for that. And then I picked up a Lego Movie Clock Girl, and I'm going to get 20, 25 bucks for her. These are in demand for this character. I think I paid 75 cents for that one. Very easy pickup. And I know some of you don't deal too heavily in small stuff like this. This is going to go straight out to one of the toy shows that I do. I'm going to get, I don't know, $8 for that, but I paid a quarter for it. And then this Boba Fett or Boba Fett, I'm going to get $10 for this, and I paid 50 cents for this one again as well. And that's the bulk of the low cost stuff right there. So I have these flyers that I hand out, and I talked about this before. I talked about it on the last stream. The flyers really enable me to be able to let the seller know all the things that I'm looking to buy. In a situation where you might be walking up and saying, hey, do you have any Pokemon? Do you have any video games? Do you have any comic books? And you might only be hitting three, maybe four things in a casual conversation with them. I can hand them the flyer, and the flyer covers over 100 different items that I'm actually buying. And when he saw the flyer, he's like, I actually do have some vinyl figures. Do you guys buy Pops? And I say, yes, I do. And he pulled this one out for me, as well as a handful of others. Now, I did have to pay up for this one because he knew what it was worth, and I obviously was working with him on it. I paid $20 for this one, and it's going to sell for $50. I'd prefer to sell it local, but if I have to sell it online, that's fine too. I could probably even put it on Mercari, get an extra 3% out of it that way. But it's in fair condition, and there might even be some damage to the one that's at $50 on eBay, so I might get 60, maybe even 65 for it. I didn't spend much time on it when I was looking it up. Okay, so you might notice a little bit of an orange glow on me right now. That's because of this next item I'm going to show you. I was at this guy's yard sale, and he had a whole bunch of soda, like memorabilia, collectibles, and stuff like that. And I asked him, like, hey, did you work with a bottling plant before? And he said, no. I had a friend who did, and he had left the company and a whole bunch of extra stuff left over, and he just said I could have it all. So that's where this piece came from. I'm very, very excited about it. It's a very, very neat piece. It's an Orange Crush clock. Feel fresh, drink Orange Crush carbonated beverage. Good tip, mate. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. This is such a cool little clock. This is going to sell probably for $150, give or take. Now, it is a little bit more modern. You can see from the guts on the back. And the battery is what's going to control the time, so that's why the meter isn't moving. So I want to show you guys something, too. This is another lovely tip that I have for you guys. Is, I have my little workstation here. And one of the integral parts of my workstation is this bad boy right here. I'll tell you, there is nothing worse than having batteries on hand and not being sure that they're good batteries. And you may be switching them in and out and you're not positive about which one's good. And I'll tell you another thing too. Every time I have a device that comes in and it takes 3, 4, 6 batteries and the device isn't powering on right off the bat, it's almost always 1 or 2 batteries that are dead and the other batteries are good. So it allows me to salvage batteries as well. This is just a real simple battery tester. This is the battery that came out of the device. So I can real quick test and see, okay, that's a dead battery. Now, before I put in my next battery, which is what we're going to do right now, I have a whole bin of salvage batteries over here. I'm just going to test the next battery in line so we can see right away that the next battery is showing in the green. So now I don't have that quandary. Is the clock broken or is my battery no good? So we're just going to shove that in. And there we go. So we got a working clock on our hands. And then there's a separate wall outlet for that. And we're just going to leave it off for now. Very, very cool piece though. But I'd recommend getting one of those battery testers. They're $1 online. Get one for your friends too. So while I was there with him, he had a bunch of other Dr. Pepper items too. I got 2 of these. I'm a Pepper hat. Yes, I am. I'm picking out here in Bakersfield right now, Bakersfield, California, but I am looking to relocate. Brand new with tags. So I've got 2 of this style. I paid $2.50 each for these. And then I've got 2 of this style. And those of you who have the keen eyes will notice something about this one. That is right. This is a Dr. Pepper Avengers hat from 2014. It's a crossover hat. I paid $2.50 each for these. Now, I did not look these up just because the price point was so good and I was buying all this stuff from the guy. So I didn't give you the price on the clock. I didn't tell you what I paid for that yet because that was part of a bulk deal. Now, I also got, you're not going to believe this. Check out this lovely I'm a Pepper metal sign. Now, this sign has the original plastic on the front. You can see it's a little peel down. Has the original plastic on the front, so that's why it looks a little bubbly. And you'd be thinking, man, that's neat. How much is it worth? That sign sells for $100, sometimes even more. And you say, man, that's pretty darn cool that you got one of those. But what if I told you I got 7 of them? Yeah, buddy. So I got $700 in signage right here. And that's not the only ones that I got. Yeah. They're heavy. I also got these ones. Dr. Pepper Lane. And I didn't even price these ones out. All I did was price out the big ones. So when I was working with the guy and said, hey, how much are the big signs? And he said, $5 each. And now the thing is, you really got to keep your poker face about you. Because he just offered to sell me $700 worth of signs for $35. I'm like, okay, cool. And really just keep it tight, keep it composed. I said, how much were you asking on these ones? Because for me, mentally, I just want to move on to the next thing. I don't want to think about that. I don't want to think about the value. Keep it tight, keep it composed. He said, $3 each on these ones. I said, okay, great. And there's 4 of these ones here, okay? So I said, okay, you got 7 at 5, you got 35 there, you got 4 at 3, you got 12 here. Okay, we're looking at $47. And then you got the hats. Okay, you wanted how much each on the hats? And he said, well, I originally wanted $5 each. I'm like, could you do 2 for $5 on those? He's like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, how much did you want on the clock? And I already knew the clock was 15. He wanted $15 for it, but I already knew it was $100 to $150 clock. And I can't even find this exact example. I'm very excited that I have a unique example. Plus, as you guys know, at the amateur level, I consider myself a very good restorer. I'm not master level, but for an amateur restorer, I consider myself very good. I think I'll get to that $200 range based on the restoration of the image. I'm like, okay, so we got 15 for the clock, we got 47 for the signs, okay, and the hats were a separate deal, excuse me. So I'm like, okay, all together, okay, can we do $50 for all of it? I'll take it all off your hands. And he pauses and he thinks for a second, and I realize, okay, he's running math in his head. And this is some of the nuance that I try and teach people when it comes to negotiation and working with people. People will tell you this, that the strongest thing you can do when you're negotiating is to use silence. And which is very true, because when you put your offer out, there's very rarely a time when you can say something that's going to help your case. All you can really do is talk yourself out of a good situation. So, but I was looking at him, and I'm a solid read of people, and I recommend you practice this. Okay? And I was looking at him, and I saw his body manner. He did one of these, and I could see that he was feeling a little bit thrown off balance with that offer that I gave him. So I rephrased it the second time around. I said, I'm only asking for about $1.50 off on each item. I was trying to soften the blow and help him better understand the price that I was trying to get. I'm not asking for a huge discount. Dollar, maybe $1.50 off each item. And he's like, okay, yeah, sure, we'll go ahead and do that then. And that's the nuance that you need to have when you're out there negotiating with people. Just little tiny things, really study who you're working with. And then he started asking me questions about being a reseller. Here, let me see these comments really quick. All messages are visible. I want to be able to see. Hey, Tyson, good to see you again. Yeah, holy crap is right. You got some great items. I figured you would have left California by now. You know what? This is going to sound crazy. I had the money to leave. I had the money to buy a house in Idaho when they were $120,000, and now they're $220,000. So I'm not going to be leaving anytime soon. That's when you talk them down to two apiece. You know, I probably could have, but you know, these people that I'm working with here in this town, they're getting my flyers. They know who I am. They're going to see me at events. I want to have somebody walk away from a deal feeling like they got a great deal. Because when I run into them again and I see them at another yard sale or another event, I want us to have like that good history of working together. And they have my flyer. They might call me. They may want to do more business later today. So I'd rather pay the extra, $15 on a $800 to $1,000. There's $1,000 deal. Pay $20 more on a $1,000 deal. Let them feel good about it, you know? Kind of disappointed in today's shirt. I was expecting a more J shirt. Yeah, you know what this is? This is the California Sun shirt. So this is an athletic shirt. This lets me be breathable when I'm outdoor. And I wasn't even going to stream. You got to thank people like Mike and Darren who encouraged me to continue to do just lightweight streaming for you guys, where I don't have the big lights and production and everything. And we're not done with all the items. I do have more items that I'm going to show you guys as well. I just want to make sure I catch up on everyone's messages. Yeah, well, you did good at 50 for all. I did great at 50. And here's the thing. If the guy had his pricing where it was, you're paying $200 for everything, and it was a $200 deal, and I was going to walk away and I was going to make $1,000. What do we have? We got 700 on those, 850, and then if it was, he said, I'm not taking a penny under $200, I probably would have paid the $200. I mean, why not pay an extra $150 if you're going to be making, 800 or even 600 after everything's said and done? I'm not going to walk away from that deal. So I'm happy to get it for 50. I would have paid the 70. I would have paid 200 even. So let's take a look at a few more items. Got a stack of Blu-rays. So I normally don't advise people to buy Blu-rays or even look at Blu-rays. If you're a person who has the ability, I'll pan them while I'm talking to you. If you're the type of person, and they're all backwards, who has the ability to sell Blu-rays locally, like you're doing live shows, you're doing events, you're doing pop-ups, you're doing crap like that, then by all means, buy Blu-rays. You'll get $5 up to $10 a piece for these at local events. And then there are certain Blu-rays that are going to fetch $15 online, $20 online. But I look at them the same way that I do Barbie dolls, Tupperware, things of the like. Most of it's going to be worthless, and worthless in the sense of it's not worth listing online, which is how we make our money. We list things online, but that I'm going to lose more money looking up 100 Barbie dolls than the money I'm going to make back selling the one Barbie doll that's going to be worth $100. Does that make sense? So I would see if I walked into a building and there was 100 Barbie dolls there, and somebody said, "Oh yeah, one of those is worth $100." I'm not going to look it up because it's going to take me an hour and a half to try and find that one worth that much. I'm better off going and finding something else. That's how I treat most Blu-rays. But with popular titles like that, I can put a $5 tag on them and I can sell them at local events. So I paid $1.50 each for those. I wanted to get them for $1 each, but it was part of the stuffed animal deal. It was part of the Funko Pop deal. I'm making more money the whole way around. So we're actually going to get a little mobile here with the camera because I'm not going to pick this stuff up. I'm going to show you a little bit more here. These were picked up as well. I got a killer deal on these. I paid $1 each for these puzzles. Now, some of the White Mountain puzzles are going to be worth listing online, and you're going to get $40 a piece for them. Some of the ones that are out of print, the ones that are in high demand, you're going to get that. This art series right here, I've actually sold a few different ones from that art series, and I've done really well on those. So I paid $10 on all of these, or $1 each, however many is here. I'll get easily $100, maybe even $150 back on those in bulk. I may not even piece them out. I didn't even look them up. And then these ones, you've seen these at a thrift store. I promise you, you've seen these. These are Dowdle puzzles. They usually have like a Ziploc bag on the inside as well. I didn't even open any of these up. This is a good sports one. Some of the sports ones do well. And then individual Dowdles, same story. They can go up to 40. But with 8 of them here, I can do a nice little Dowdle lot, and I'll do fine on those. I'll get $100 for 8 Dowdles, and I paid $8 on them. And then let me show you these ones next. I picked up these Puzz 3D. Didn't look these up even. Didn't even care to look them up. I paid $5 for the 3 of them. I know I'm going to make money on those. Don't have to do much work on that. And then this is cool. Got a little Magnadoodle down here. Magnadoodle Deluxe set. So I had a Magnadoodle as a kid. I'm sure you guys did too. Check out these little flippy kicks. See, if I don't have the great shirt for you, hopefully the shoes will make up for it. But Magnadoodle Deluxe set. And I was looking at it in there. I'm like, hey, how much do you want for this? And then he wanted $5. He's like, well, I'm not sure if it's complete. Saw the inside. He's like, well, give me $2. And then I lifted this up and I just stared at it. He's like, give me $1. I'm like, I'll give you $1 for it. But it should work. Oh yeah, look at that. Probably run a degosser across that, get the last of that magnet powder out of there. See if we can put a little put some doggos down. Oh no, don't tell me it's busted. We can always sell the accessories. Oh, I'm on top of the bar, that's why. Okay, there we go. Put some doggies. Put down a car. I think I botched that car. But yeah, so this is worth $45 to $50 as it sits. I may try and get a local play on it. We'll see what happens. But the shipping isn't going to be that bad on it. Again, guys, if you have any reselling related questions, don't be afraid to ask them. I'll be happy to help you out with anything right now. And then here we go. This is the last box of stuff that I got. I picked up a computer mouse that's going to pair up with that computer I bought last week. I paid 50 cents on that. Here's my little flyers, guys. Here, I'm going to show you one more time. I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but I want to show you just how it works. You know, we hand out these flyers, and it goes through all the different categories of all the different things that we buy. And then at the bottom, it has my phone number and has my email. So what you do is you just hand these out to people as you go along. If you want one, a custom one made with your information, $35, okay? And we'll make you a custom one, and you can just start printing them out. It'll pay for itself the very first day you go out. And, you know, here's something great, too. You might be wondering, Jay, why is it $35? Well, it's exactly how much it costs for me to buy a steak and shrimp dinner over at Tahoe Joe's down the street. And I'm willing to put that together for you, but you got to buy me dinner. Simple as that. And you can't live within 100 miles of me. So if you live within 100 miles of Bakersfield, California, I cannot sell you that. But if you live outside of my region, I'll be happy to. So I picked this up for me, a little tabletop game. That's a keeper. And then I picked up these perfumes. You can clearly see one of them is completely empty. The last sold example had all 3 of these together, and it sold for $50, which was a little surprising. The lady actually, I think she gave it to me for free. And then I picked up a sealed VHS, Bob Marley and the Wailers. This is worth $13 was the last sold price, but I'll probably get $15 or more just because the condition is so good. And people are speculating on them. And then our very last item of the day, God, I love me some toner. 410X Negra. Is that my boy? Is that my boy? Is that my boy? Hi, boy. How are you doing? This is my neighbor cat. Super friendly. He's going to plop for me, too. I don't know if you've got a cat that likes to plop. But he's adorable. So that HP ink that I was talking to you about over here, I paid $1 or $2 for it. And this is clean, easy, $40 to $60 each. Some of these go up to $100. And then all I do is I take that and I jam it inside of a poly bag. And I tell people, it's going in a poly bag. That's how you're going to get it. These boxes, it's already in a box. I'm not going to rebox it. So you're going to get in a poly bag. I'm going to ship it out. Yeah, and while I got you here, guys, here I'll show you a little bit of my pack and ship station. We send out anywhere from, I don't know, 75 to 150 items per week come out of here. So this is all our USPS supplies for the most part. And across the top, we got replacement labels, cleaning rags. This is all like repair tools for work, extra tape, 6x4x4s, or what eBay now puts out, 6x4.5x4.5, 9x6x3s. Fun fact, these fit inside of flat rate padded. So if you want to fit a box inside of one of those, 9x6x3, 8x6x4s, padded flat. And then what I do is I use the original box and then I cut a hole out here at the bottom and it makes a dispenser. Yeah, look at that. All you have to do is order 150 at a time and you get this nice tall box. And then 6x4s, I think, your standard size 0 envelopes. And then we got all our restock materials over there, oddball boxes, and then usually 1 to 2 things of bubble, and then cardboard. We got cardboard for days. Can't throw away a good box. And then replacement bubble, paper, replacement bubble, foam, and then underneath it here, this is all scrap cardboard used for reinforcement. We save everything here. Nothing goes to waste, 100% of it. So what are you meowing about, boy? What do you want, boy? Okay, guys, that's all my pickups for the day. It's a good haul, really good haul. I don't think what? It was a really good haul today. Really pleased about it. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you had a good one. If you have any questions, let me know. Join our Facebook group. And join our group chat. It's free now. So you can be in the group chat. Doesn't cost anything. We talk about reselling stuff all the time. We talk about deals. Show off our cooking. Showcase your kids. Do whatever the heck you want. Show us your cat. Have a lovely little catter. But okay, that's it for me, guys. Have a great day. And remember, if you don't make that money, I promise you somebody else will.